Yo, 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 White Jesse back again. Got my hair cut. I remember when I was in, junior high and high school, getting made fun of and called a KKK or skinhead or, all that stuff getting made a fun of. And I guess I never understood it when, since I grew up and it was, I don't know, like 30% blacks and 65% Hispanic. So there was only like maybe 5% of the senior class graduating out of like 200. There was only like, I think five white people. And of course, I'm not going to get down with the Hispanic stuff because I don't, speak Spanish, and sometimes I don't even speak English, but gibberish. They forgot about Dre. But yeah, man, I loved listening to rap and Tupac and, playing sports, especially basketball. I was the only white guy, and I think there was maybe one Hispanic, but the rest were black. So we had a good deal going on, but uh, but then if it's the opposite, and if it's a black person, then they're going to call him Uncle Tom, and the token black person. And but I was actually, I guess, the token white guy on the basketball team. But football, there was probably about 3 or 4 of us, and like I said, one or two Hispanics. Most of the Hispanics wanted to play soccer, and then of course baseball. So in junior high, man, I had played Pee Wee baseball, or YMCA or whatever. I did the soccer, and then I did the little league stuff. And then on one junior high, I wanted to play baseball, and got me a brand new glove. And I guess I could blame it for my thinking, oh, the honor system. Everybody at the end of practice leaves their gloves down at home plate and runs around the bases. I get back and somebody done stole my glove, and I'll be damned, man. I just like, oh well. I was kind of knew it right from there, it wasn't gonna happen. I should have just stuck it out, and I guess, and buy another one or whatever, and I could have kept going through the process. But then, I just forget it. I'll just basketball and football. And then later on, I tried again, like my junior year in high school, but I was already so far behind, and they had already been there for so many years, where even the white coach didn't even want to really give me a chance. So I wasn't that great at basketball. I stayed on junior varsity even in 11th grade. So I knew my senior year I was going to have to be forced to go to varsity, but I wasn't going to be good enough. And I wasn't going to, want to, have anybody to be like, yeah, you need to play the white guy or whatever. And I don't want no sympathy or sorry. I just I don't want to be sitting on the bench or whatever. Just say I was on the team. So I went and played tennis, and man, I did pretty good for just, never had playing it before. But like I said, it was a senior year, so if I had started out when I was younger, but of course tennis wasn't really looked upon as a good sport, like even golf, man. If I had started playing golf when I was younger, who knows? Because you don't really need to be athletic. You can look at some of those players, and I mean, you got to have skills and everything, I guess, but still, the athletic part. But football was always pretty good. I mean, I was already basically, I think even my freshman year, I was already on the varsity team, because I had started in junior high, and starting right off the bat, 7th grade, and I was playing both ways. It was a small school, so they didn't have a whole lot. So the best players are going to play both ways. So I was playing, offense and defense, and then, um, but I was just undersized. I should have been like a linebacker, but the smaller kids were linebackers, so I was playing defense end. But when I tried to go to college, it didn't work out. I wasn't big enough, and I was like, whatever, 6 foot, 165. I didn't really get any taller. I'm still like 6 foot, or maybe I was 6'1". Maybe now I went back down to 6 foot, but I'm up at like 250, 260. I mean, damn, if I could have been that big in high school, or getting into college, I might have had a better shot at being a defensive end. But really, I needed to be more like of a linebacker type. But since didn't have it, it didn't work out for me. I went to like a double A. Really wasn't junior college, but anyways, that's just life, I guess. That's just life. Wasn't meant to be. I fell for all the. I even, hoped and dreamed I was gonna be some good sports player or some, big business accounting, but it didn't work out. But hey, it's just like, I don't know. I guess some parents, should just tell their kids the truth and stop trying to tell them, like, when everybody's born, there's always a beautiful baby. Nobody ever says there's an ugly baby. And then they're always saying, yeah, you're going to be somebody in life, or you're going to make a difference, or all this stuff. And it wasn't meant to be. If I was never here on earth, everything would have still gone along. Hell, maybe some people's life would have been better without me. But I guess that's about enough for now. Let me listen to some rap music. All right.